Hello everyone, welcome to the KyivLab podcast for short interviews featuring Ukrainian innovators. Today we are talking with Marta Kondryn, co-founder and CEO of Mycelia Tech, a biotech startup.
Hi, Irina. So good to connect with you. Thank you for having me. We are a startup that explores, researches, and creates eco-friendly material from mycelium. We started as a leather artisan crafter, and we saw that we wanted to explore materials that are better for the world, that create positive impact on the environment. And we decided to use mycelium as the way to create this material. And we are very, very excited and happy to work with it because we already see how much nobility and uniqueness this tool and this material has.
What problem do you solve and how?
First of all, we are tackling the problem that fashion industry creates. In fact, fashion industry is responsible for a huge waste of fast fashion clothing and waste and how much clothes is being thrown away. It cannot be recycled. And we specifically look into leather industry. And leather industry, it's not only about the cruelty towards animals. It's more about leather. It's a byproduct of meat and beef. People love it, and to produce that much of meat, we need cows, and cows are responsible for ozone and for a lot of methane emissions. And also they use a lot of land that could be used for forests, but instead the land is used to feed the cows. The leather industry is also responsible for a lot of pollution, the water consumption, the conditions that people work with leather in developing countries, what they experience, a lot of diseases. It's a huge complex problem. At the same time, we know that what people love about leather. They love because it's a long-term material that you can use, you can pass these items to your grandchildren. It's not a fast fashion per se. And we love leather for how it touches, how it smells, how it becomes more vintage with years. And we see that mycelium can actually answer a lot towards these questions that we have about leather. So we approaching it with combination of science, design, but also even recently I realized that our work is like interdisciplinary in between agriculture, waste management, artisanship, biotechnology, lab work, production. So in fact, it's a combination of so many disciplines to solve this problem. And I'm very, very excited to share it today.
Why are you unique?
We are producing our material, first of all, by using a lot of waste. And we are experimenting with wood chips waste, with straw, with hemp, with coffee ground, the remaining of coffee beans from the coffee machine, whatever is leftovers. So we are growing our material in the lab using this waste. We also using a locally made products or waste from products that is in Ukraine, that is very accessible, that literally lies on the ground. And our production is quite cheap compared to other producers out in the world. Of course, we have to look at the electricity and how can we use more renewable energy towards our production. So this is a next big thing for us. But our uniqueness at this point of time is that we aim and we are already fully waste usage production that uses waste to create the material. And that can actually that can help. Once we scale, we can work with a lot of other waste and make the product that is also biodegradable after that.
And who and how can use your product?
We aim to create a ready-made items from our material. So first, of course, we would love to supply it to fashion designers, to artists, to creators, as a part of material, or maybe a combination of their material and our material. But we also want to inspire people to use such materials on a daily basis. So it's not something that is shown on the fashion shows or some imaginable or unimaginable, exhibitions that very often happens, and the regular person is actually cannot see how they can apply it in daily life. We want to challenge that and inspire every person to use, because I believe that people deserve better materials. Yes, we cannot change, the consumption problem, because our psychology is that we will be, as human beings, consuming a lot, and our population is growing, so our children will be also consuming a lot. At the same time, we can change the problem of what you consume, what material it is made of. And we are playing that game, and our end customer is a regular person like you and me, who can use this item in the same way you would use a leather wallet from real leather, or accessory. And we want to show everyone that it's actually as beautiful, as functional as any traditional material item.
And now, Marta, talking about you personally, what inspired you to start your own business, and what was the process like?
I spent 10 years in an amazing job. I was HR leader. I used to live in Malaysia, and I really, really loved my job, my company. At some point, I wanted to grow. And I saw that becoming entrepreneur would be even better experience than that I had at that time. And trust me, my experience was amazing. I wasn't the person who was unhappy at work, as sometimes happens. I was very happy, very fulfilled, yet I really wanted to grow, and I went into entrepreneurship, and I really loved it. And it is actually what I was seeking for: a lot of learning, a lot of challenges, learning to take responsibility. And as I mentioned, we are a leather artisan. So we are making items in Ukraine in a sustainable way. And we employ women, and we export our products all around the world. And working with Mycelium was like a long-term dream that I wasn't sure I would be able to do at any point of my time. But then the war happens in Ukraine, and war actually pushed me to ask myself deep questions: what I'm going to do with my life, what impact I want to leave if I were to die tomorrow. Because at some point during the war, there were such moments when you had to plan some consistency plans, including what would happen if you were to die today, right? Unfortunately. And the answer was like, you have to pursue your dreams. You have to do something that you were postponing. And miraculously, a co-founder happened to be a biotechnologist who used to work with mushrooms. And then at that time, once you start pursuing your dreams, everything, I believe, God and universe starts helping you. And that happened with me. And so we started experimenting, we started working. It wasn't always easy. We had to really throw away a lot of things that didn't work, improve our technology. And it took us 8 months till we were able to make our first prototypes. And we are now finally have crystallized our technology, hoping to receive our patent first in Ukraine soon.
And is there anything you are looking for right now?
We are actually looking for collaboration with creatives and with fashion designers, and we would love to, create items that are out of the box and that could help us also to make this material mainstream. And we are looking for people in Ukraine or for outside of Ukraine who are willing to risk a little bit and create something together. To be honest with you, I don't consider myself fashion designer or like a very creative person. I'm leaning towards people. I work with such people. I'm more like, I don't know, like a startup founder type rather than creative, or so that's why I'm more for collaborating about it. So we are, first of all, we're looking for people who would like to create something together from our material. So if you happen to be such person, or you look, or you know such people, please get in touch with us. And I'm particularly interested in people from around the world, because that will help us get out of our Ukrainian bubble and think globally. What I really look forward with this material, and for myself, for our team as well.
Marta, and what helps you to stay so motivated? Why do you get up in the morning?
I was actually thinking and talking to my friends, and to me, like, once you have an idea that you are passionate about, I start feeling a huge responsibility for this idea. With Mycelia Tech, that's the case. I feel a strong responsibility to make sure this idea is executed and do what it takes to make it happen. So this responsibility actually shows on my face. People see that I look differently. I helped me to wake up, not to drag to work, but really know that like your idea is driving you. That's the case at the moment. So I'm very fortunate to, I feel for these feelings really. So responsibility towards our partners. We also received quite a bit of support from Ukrainian government, from international donors. And this is not only speaking about, financial support, but in general, like, they all believed in this idea and they all encouraged me. I even received calls from them, and they're sharing how they cheer for us, how they want to make it work. So this really is very helpful. Although I must admit, it's also puts pressure on me. But okay, that's fine. And the time we are living right now, in Ukraine specifically, in the whole world, Ukraine is really is protecting, to me, the whole democratic world. And we have soldiers who are every day fighting for us, dying for us, and I I really feel responsibility towards them, because they are protecting me, so I can work, I can fulfill my dreams because of them. And so definitely this cannot not work, and there is no chance I will give it up, for sure. So a lot of different factors, as you can see, are driving me.